Hey everyone, I'm Kendra Lust with Julian Marquez here for your next episode of Beauty and the Beast podcast. So welcome everybody. Has it been a crazy week? I know it has been for you, Julian. You sent me some messages like, I can't believe this just happened. And then you told me about your story last night. So I think I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I got my car robbed. Someone broke into my car right in front of our house, and I'm an idiot because I left my fanny pack in, which I had my Vegas money in. I played on the table. I won a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
And, I had it in my fanny pack. The only reason why I did not have my fanny pack on, I left it in the car, was earlier that day I went to the bank.
Okay.
And I don't walk into any government building with a fanny pack on. They don't approve of it.
Oh.
It also gets people attention because you don't know what's inside. It's a bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it makes people uncomfortable. I've been in situations many times with it. So I was like, all right. So I left it in there. I threw it in the back seat. I went into the bank. I was in there for an hour. This is directly after practice. So I was in there for a while, and then I get back in the car and drive home, get out of the car, grab all my stuff and throw it all in, the laundry, all that. And I left it in there. My family came over. We were celebrating some of our cousins that graduated high school and just had a good time. We're up till 2:00 in the morning. And next thing I get into that car, and the next morning I'm like, man, why is my glove box open? There's nothing in the car. And I was like, why is my glove box open? And why is this picture on the ground? I was like, that's weird. And as I was driving, I was like, well, if someone broke into my car, they didn't take anything. Go to practice. And I sit there and I get a text, and it says from my sister-in-law, like, hey, someone dropped off your fanny pack and asked if you lived here. And I'm like, what do you mean? I called her and she's like, yeah, they found your fanny pack in the street. I said, oh, I was like, are the checks in there? Is there cash in there? She's like, there's no cash. Your checks are here. I was like, okay, someone robbed me. Like, someone broke into my car.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Why, you don't know. You know why they broke into your car and they didn't rob you? Because they don't want to rob you. They would be so scared to rob you. Like, no one would rob you. You're like a bear.
How crazy. What if I was up? What if I was Derek Lewis? You know what I mean? What if I would have caught these people? Dude, I had $800 in cash. You know what I mean? $800 in cash.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I had some Jacques Marie Mage sunglasses that are worth like $2,500. They retail for like $9, but they flip for $2,500. I got them as an investment a few years back, and they're number 5. I have authenticity, everything. Number 5 of 100. They'll never make these again. This person's a very amazing, sunglass designer, and these people left those in there right next to my Or Green just bifocals, and those are $700 off the top. So they left over $3,000 worth of glasses alone in there. They left the gift cards to Olive Garden. They just took the cash in the fanny pack. Like, they're novice.
Yeah, they wanted to get the goods and get it, get them quick, obviously. That is the worst though. I feel like when people, well, at least you got your ID back, right?
Yeah, no, I never left my ID at all.
Okay.
I never left my ID at all, and I don't know how to explain it. My fanny pack, I don't have my wallet in my fanny pack. I didn't have my wallet because I walked inside of this place, the bank, without it. So it didn't really matter. But either way, enough talking about me.
Yeah.
Most of these people don't really know. We're bringing Hannah 24K Goldie on here in a little bit, and we're going to talk to her a little bit about her. And we're going to dive into a lot about her. She's a very unique UFC fighter. She started out with the Contender Series, the same as myself. She has a couple wins. She's she's like a fitness girl.
Mm.
It is unreal how, when I first saw her on Contenders, I was like, this girl is a bodybuilder. Like, she is out. She is
built.
Oh, she's there. Built in all the right places too. So it's amazing. I don't know. Would you ever team up with her?
Oh, absolutely. We've gone back and forth on Instagram, and we've talked about potentially doing something with our OnlyFans, because there's a ton of girls and guys down in Florida. So that's an ideal spot. Like a lot of the people from California and Vegas are moving, well, have moved down to Florida just because it's cheaper to live there. And yeah, why not, right? So yeah, she's down in the Tampa area, and it would be really cool to do something with her. You know,
I'm curious on your thoughts before we get on here. Like, what are your thoughts about like these fighters that are out there that are, you know, they have these OnlyFans account and like they don't do anything on the OnlyFans side of what people like generally consume or consider OnlyFans to be. They don't show any news. They don't show any nakeds. They're just very selective, subjective photos. Like, how do you think that is? Like, do you think that's still a good way? Like, or opinion?
Do you really know what they're showing though? That's the thing. Like, they could be showing it, but you have to subscribe if you want to see, right? So I think I think a lot of the girls are maybe some like implied nudity. But I think some of them are like, they're doing the dirty, and I love it. I feel, why can't you do many things? Why do you have to be just labeled a fighter or a mixed martial artist? You know, like you can do many things. So I like the people that take the plunge, and I love it. It just,
I think it's cool, man. Like regardless, people are gonna pay for it one way or another, and if you show all the way, if you don't, as long as it's entertaining, as long as it's something special and unique, I mean, it is what it is. Like you could do whatever you want. People are still gonna pay for it. If it's not expensive, like people are gonna be like, oh, it's 99 cents, you know, like. But then 99 cents adds up if you get 1,000 of those people. It's only 99 cents, you know, like, and then you're going to be making some money. Dude, I've considered it. I've been on the fence. Like, I don't know if I'll go all in though. Like, I don't know if I'll go all in. Like, if I went in, you definitely have to like
promote.
You have to push me to all your friends, have all your friends work with me. That way we go. Because there's that Jonathan Daughtry.
Guy with all the, he's from the, no, I can't remember.
Yeah, they had like, they were YouTubers and they did a whole bunch of stuff, and he has I think he's Australian, but he teamed up with Riley Reid on his first one, and they ended up like, he started doing it. He's dealing with Bella something. It's his girlfriend, and they do it all the time, like OnlyFans stuff, and like they blow up, and it's like, it's a huge, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think we need to bring our guest on. We have kept her waiting long enough. So the beautiful Hannah Goldy. And we are going to talk not just MMA. We're going to talk OnlyFans, life, sex. I mean, I like to talk about it, but you know, whatever she's comfortable with, but let's have some fun. Hello, beautiful. Well, woo, I like the white.
Oh, thanks.
I'm like moving in to look a little closer.
Yeah, you're leaning forward.
Perversion very well. You look beautiful.
24, how you doing?
Florida summer, you know, the tan does me well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I creeped on your Instagram because I'm kind of creepy like that. And you can pull off though, like even when you're not tan, you just have like a fabulous complexion. You do. You're adorable and sexy at the same time. Sorry. You are. So thank you for taking the time to come and hang out with Julian and I tonight. I know it's a Friday night and it's a holiday weekend, and I thought you better double check because it's the holiday. You know, my family is like down the street hanging with neighbors. I mean, my little one's not drinking, but yeah, so they've started. Yeah, right. So what are you up to?
Mountain Dew.
You what?
Your little one's getting turned on Mountain Dew.
I mean, who knows? But so what do you have planned for the weekend, or what's happening in the Tampa area?
Oh man, you know, Friday night turn up, mom life. I put Odin to bed after we watched Frozen for like the 57th time. So he's in bed and we're just chilling now. You know, I don't really have much of a life. I'm kind of like a grandma. So.
Oh no, you're not. You're like, I feel like you're a grandma with like a little wild side, you know, right?
Absolutely. Definitely like the drunk grandma at the party for sure.
Yeah, drunk grandma. Or like, do you guys ever see that movie? Well, I don't know. Old school, My Boy Blue. But yeah, a cuter version, sexy. I don't know. But anyway, okay. So
did you just compare her to Blue? Did you just compare her to Blue?
We're
Stop
going.
partying
Not how I meant
with
it.
Vince Vaughn and come on.
Okay, totally not. Totally not how I meant it. Okay, bad in it.
I get it though. Blue was the best, but I don't want to say you're a grandma. You're out here doing big things. You're being a superhero of a mother. You're fighting in the UFC. You're in an amazing relationship. How I want to start off with how the hell do you manage all of that? Because that is one of the toughest things for a fighter is to have a relationship. But you not only have an amazing relationship, you have an amazing child, and you live this amazing life. Explain to me, how do you balance that?
It's definitely a struggle. Like, as we all know, social media definitely portrays like the best aspects of our life. And, I feel like it seems like everybody has it all together on the outside, but there's definitely days that I feel like a super mom and like a superstar in the gym and a great fiance. And then there's days when I feel like I'm just doing everything wrong. So it's just, it's balance, I guess, but it's definitely been difficult over the past year. I've had Odin almost like 99% of the time, and that's been a huge change as far as like my training camps go and stuff like that. And then obviously being newly engaged, my fiance does have kids, so he had to take on the stepdad role, which has been amazing. But yeah, it's just been a lot of adjustments, but we've kind of just been trying to go with the flow and take it day by day and just really focus on the positives and spending time together. And it's been good. It's been fun.
Yeah, that's the similar with you as well. Like Kendra, you guys, you're gone a lot. You're balancing it there, and it's insane how amazing it is that both of you guys have just like, yes, there's highs and lows, but how you guys are able to be these superstars in the world and still be these like influential parents and to be these just role models for a lot of people on Instagram, a lot of people on in the world in itself. A lot of people look up to you guys, and it's amazing to see that.
Yeah, I think also, super motivating. It's nice to know that my story can help somebody else or affect somebody else or, be a positive influence on, somebody that might be struggling. So that's definitely a motivating factor.
So tell us, like, I guess, just when you first answered the question and said, it's been a struggle. I think so many people can relate to it because I immediately just kind of like relax my shoulders and can completely relate about the social media. Like, everything looks so, please, like, I'm thinking, like, come into my house for 1 minute, like it's fucking pandemonium, like dog barking, people at the door, kids coming, back talk, husband pouting, Professor X because he can't hear. I mean, it's all over, and we're kind of like the glue that keeps it together. So, it feels good to know we're not alone. You're not alone. We're not alone. But I guess through the past year, like, what has been your biggest struggle? You said balance, but like, or maybe not struggle, but like, what has it been hard to focus on for you, or something that you've been kind of trying to get through over the past year?
I think for me it's time management. So being able to spend like ample amount of time in every area of my life, but also being able to put 100% into everything that I do. So I've worked a lot on just like trying to be present in every moment that I'm in. So whether it's like in the gym, like if I'm in the gym and I'm thinking about Odin, or I'm thinking about what I'm cooking for dinner tonight, or I'm thinking about a million other things that I have to do, I'm not really getting 100% of my workout in because my mind is a million other places. So trying to just be present in everything that I'm doing, whether it's in the gym, spending time with Vinny, being a mom, whatever it is. So that way, even if I get to spend, 2 or 3 hours with Odin, I spent 2 or 3 hours 100% involved in in that time, and I know that I got everything out of it that I could, and so did he. So time management for sure.
Yeah.
I think time management would be my superpower if I were to able to have one, to be able to control time so I can stop it at the right moments. Be like, shit, I got to go to practice in 5 minutes. Let me freeze time and take another 10-minute nap, Or like, dang, I got to get to this appointment. And it's 30 minutes away and I just got out of practice. You're like, shit, don't worry, I can freeze time. I wish I had that ability.
I swear, Odin literally will always be like, "Mommy, are we running late?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we are." constantly like, bro, you got to get in the car, get in the car, get in the car. We're running late. And he's like, we're always running late. I'm like, I know.
It is. Yeah. As Julian knows that I'm guilty of that. And I mean, it is difficult. You mentioned naps, and it's like, I miss napping. Like, what did I do with all my time before, having a family? Like,
Oh my-
you know what I mean? Like, naps are like sacred, and I get a nap. I'm like, damn, this is good. So, take advantage of those naps. Get them in, Julian, because eventually daddy's going to nap no more.
Look, I am blessed because last night I was telling Kendra, I went out and I had appointments today with my car. So I went out last night. I had a couple drinks. I'm a lightweight. I don't drink. And I knew I could not drive, and I didn't want to Uber because it was like 30 minutes away. So I just sat in my car, and then I woke up the next morning in my car. So like, yeah, that was my nap, and I haven't napped at all today, and I need one. So,
Yeah.
but I have that luxury to be able to sleep in my car. Like,
I mean,
when's the last time you want to sleep in your car?
Oh man, probably college.
There we go.
Long time ago. It's funny though, because I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I just joined a gym with childcare for the first time ever. And she was telling me how like, she'll just like drop in the chat and like go sleep. Amazing idea. I wish it because I would totally do that.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, it happens in Michigan too. Same thing. I'd see these moms before, once our little one could, talk or whatever and get in there. You'd see these moms coming out, and I'm like, where the hell are they going? It's like, oh no, they have 2 hours, and then if you got your hair done, you would get 3. So I mean, these ladies would suck it up. So hey,
Right.
yeah,
In a few.
I love it. So when you're not balancing family life, I guess, what do you like to do? Like, what are you, if you, like Julian said, could freeze time and do anything at any given moment? Would it be traveling, skydiving? Like, what are your hobbies aside from family and MMA?
Honestly, if I had more, just not be in the gym, Odin and Vinny do anything. I would go a bunch of super cool. We have a trip to Colorado. I grew up snowboarding 10 years, and I stopped and felt that stuff something more of.
It seems like a little bit breaking up. I don't know. Do you hear? Is it just maybe my connection or your connection, Julian? My connection?
No, I think it's it has to be your it's working on ours.
Yeah, you guys.
Okay. You guys can hear okay?
We can hear you okay.
Okay, it sounded like Hannah was breaking up just a little bit. Okay, I just want to make sure.
We're echoing in yours. I don't know how.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I think we're good.
You there?
I'm here.
Switch you got your mic in?
Yep, I'm good to go.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's echoing off of your computer.
Do
you hear us echoing?
No.
Hannah, do you hear me echoing?
When I hear me echoing.
Okay, certainly.
So me?
Yeah, I think your volume is echo.
All right, let me turn it down a little bit. Yeah, let's try it.
Check.
Better, maybe?
I can still hear you.
That's so weird. This is a little frustrating. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna keep this. I think. Okay, let me check one other quick thing. Default.
Check 1, check 2. I'm on the mic.
I think that's better.
Here we go.
Better?
Yeah. So I was about to rap. I just didn't know if you knew that. Like I was about to spit hot fire. You guys would have sat there and listened to my like smooth jams.
Funny.
We had snowboarding.
Pissing me off. Hold on.
Can you not hear me?
No, I can hear both of you, but I feel like two totally different conversations right now.
Oh, absolutely. I'm always in it. This is why we're the best.
I just made
We're Beauty and the Beast
make
podcast.
it louder.
She's out here. I don't know. Can you hear me? Kendra, nod your head if you can hear me. Oh, she can't hear me.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Is it better now?
What?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me?
I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we're locked in. We were out here. Hannah and I were starring in our own little rap conversation.
Yeah, no, I'm really missing Dom right now. Okay. All right. We're back.
We're back. All right. Picking it back up. And we're talking about snowboarding. We're in it on snowboarding. That's what you said you do, right?
Yeah, so I grew up snowboarding. Honestly, like I feel like I skipped more days of school to go snowboarding than I actually went to school. But we went for the first time a couple months ago, and I forgot how much I loved it. And I would love to just travel around and be able to just go ride a bunch of different mountains. I think that would be so amazing. And I'd love to teach Odin. I learned how to ski when I was like 2, and I think I learned how to snowboard when I was like 5. And I would just
You're not from Tampa.
no. I grew up in Vermont.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I've never talked to anyone or met anyone from Vermont. Like I can literally say that.
Yeah, there's
Did
more
You're the person.
there, so that makes sense.
Say what?
Cows than people there, so that makes sense.
Oh
Literally,
my gosh.
my 8th grade class, like 3 people.
Are you kidding me?
I swear, but I grew up in a super small town. Yeah.
Hold up. So are we like? Did your family have a farm? Were you farmers? Were you guys?
No. I had a bunch of friends that lived on farms, but basically everywhere that I lived, there was like farm country. Like we lived in the middle of the woods. I was driving like on my road when I was like 12. You know, like taking my mom's van for spins down my road when I was like 12, driving to the bus stop.
That is awesome. I want to come to Vermont.
Honestly, I totally took it for granted growing up there. Like, this place sucks. Like, this is so boring.
Aw.
And now I'm like, that's my idea of a vacation. I'm like, I want to fucking go there and not have to talk to anybody for 2 weeks.
Yes, turn Wi-Fi off, just desolate, campfire, fish. Well,
Yeah.
I like to fish.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So wait a minute. So I'm trying to put this all together. So we talked to Lena Paul last week, and she was a country girl.
Yeah.
She grew up in the country, and she did the same thing. And she, like, her entire life was completely led into adult film star. But like, we have you now. You're in the country as well. You came into athletics and you came into fighting. Like, how did you? How did that mix up? Where did fighting come in? Did you do bodybuilding as well?
No, it's so funny because honestly, like I'm 20. I just turned 29 last week, and I really didn't tap into my athletic ability until I was like 22, 23. Like I ran cross country and track in high school, but like I wasn't great. You know, I was okay, but I was never like a star athlete. And then I drank a shit ton in college, and finally I was like, all right, I need to kind of get my shit together a little bit. And I moved to New York City for a short period of time and ended up like going to a cardio kickboxing gym. And I was like, man, I kind of like this. This is pretty fun, punching people in the face.
What's it called? I Love Kickboxing?
No, it was like this tiny place in like right outside of Astoria. I don't even know if it's still open, but yeah, no, it was literally, there was probably like 30 members. It was super small. And then when I moved down to Florida, like I just was super blessed to always somehow run into people that were willing to like coach me and train me, always for free, because I was broke as fuck. I was like bartending, just, you know, trying to get by. And
look at you though, Hannah. I mean, who wouldn't train you? I mean, I don't really even teach anything, but I would like bring you on. I would find something to coach you in. Just saying. I mean,
try to coach you right now.
Yes. Okay. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm thinking, oh my God, who wouldn't? Like, they'd be dumb. It's like for their pleasure just to be in your presence. Okay.
Oh, you're so sweet. I can be nice sometimes, but I'm sure I can be a pain in the butt to be around at other times.
Can't we all?
But yeah, I mean, I was just tough when I was an amateur too. Like I wasn't good. I was just strong and like not scared to get hit. So I feel like that's something that you can't really teach, like the heart part. It's like that I always had that. And then, you know, like I said, I was just blessed to always, you know, be working with great athletes and people that were willing to share their time and knowledge with me. And it just brought me to where I am now.
Wow,
Ah,
that's
I get
crazy.
chills. I think all of our guests, I get some sort of chills. I mean, they're real. Okay, you can see these.
Yes.
I
But
love
you
that.
never
Though.
did any like bodybuilding or anything. How do you have this like this figure of just I can't even. How do you explain it, Kendra? I don't want to. You have to.
It's insane.
Beat up.
Everybody always says that. Honestly, like the one thing that my dad gave me was good genetics.
Hell yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you're sculpted. I mean, just lean, just feminine, sexy. Like you're just great upper body. And I was watching some of your you know, Instagram, obviously, some of your stories and stuff. And man, I mean, you hit hard. I don't want to get hit. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I mean, I'll cuddle you. But anyway, we'll talk about that later when we get to OnlyFans. But you are just genetically, you're a work of art.
Thank you.
Truly. Gorgeous.
I love it. I love it. Like this is one thing though, is that you've used everything correctly in the right way. Where a lot of fighters they don't know how to capitalize on who they are and capitalize on the statement of the UFC. And the UFC is a huge platform, and I feel like you're doing an amazing job at it. You know, you came in through the Contender Series, which I was there. I watched you get your victory. I saw you get your contract, and since then, you're just been blowing up more and more and more. And like, is it something that you did on your own, or did someone advise you, or how did you end up getting through that? Like,
so actually I didn't get a contract on the Contender Series. I won that fight, but I didn't get a contract. They called me like a week later and then
short notice fight, yeah.
Yeah, for the short notice fight. Yeah. So and then obviously I just didn't perform in that fight, but it's been tough because I've been fucking trying to get back in the octagon so hard, and I've just been like having the worst luck with injuries. I blew both my shoulders out, and then I was supposed to fight Jessica Penne back in March, and I literally flew out to Vegas and I tested positive for COVID the second day that I was there. So it's just been such a struggle because I just want to fight so bad, and I really just want to perform for everybody, not because of like followers or, you know, fame or anything, but because like I've been working so hard for so long, and I really just want to show everybody how much I've improved. And I mean, you know how it is. It fucking sucks. It sucks when you put out, like, I've been through, you know, 5 or 6 fight camps in the past 3 years, and I haven't gotten to fight. Like, I've done the worst part 6 times, but I haven't gotten to reap any of the benefits, and it just fucking sucks. But
what do you do to handle that? Because I mean, we had Ortega on here that talked about it. He was on a long stint off, and we had a lot of ups and downs. He had a lot of high stakes coming up there, changing of teams. Myself, I was out for 31 months, and in your story as well. Like, this is your motivation time. How did you get through it? How did you do that?
Yeah, man. I mean, after like both my shoulders, I was still like super hungry, super ready to get back in the gym. And then this past, you know, in March when I got COVID, when I flew out there and got COVID and had to fucking drive back from Vegas, Florida, I literally just was in the car the whole time, just thinking like, maybe this is just like a sign. Like maybe I should just be done. Like, I don't know, maybe there's something else I should be doing. And that's really how I felt for a couple weeks. I was in a bad spot, and I just really thought that, you know, maybe it wasn't for me anymore. And, you know, then I sacked up and realized that this is what I fucking do. This is what I love. And it's the only thing that I want to do right now. And, you know, I just have to keep grinding. Even my coaches, like I was literally in the gym a couple weeks after I got home, and I was sick for like 2.5 weeks. And then when I got back into the gym, my coaches were like, aren't you sick of being here? Like, aren't you like bummed out? And I'm like, yeah, I'm bummed, but this is all I want to do. So I just have to keep moving forward. And what kind of example would I be setting for my son if I just gave up now? You know, like this is the only thing that I want to do. So I'm not going to give it up.
It's crazy. It comes in waves, right?
Yeah, it does, for sure. For sure. But that's like with anything, you know, like some days you feel like you're a fucking superstar and you could beat anybody in the world. And then other days you feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, maybe this isn't for me. But, you know, I just think that is obviously to the mentality of a fighter. Like, everybody's a fighter not just necessarily in the octagon. Like everybody's going through some kind of battle in their life, and you have to fight through that shit. You gotta, rise up, and you have to take what you want.
Absolutely.
I love that. And I can hear the passion in your voice and the kind of like no time for bullshit attitude. And I love the fact that when I'm passionate about something or I'm doing something, I cuss. And I love that because it means you say it with conviction, you mean it, it comes from the heart. So I like it. And I like your mentality. It's beast mode. It's savage. And I love it.
It's also like everything. I feel like not like going through a fight camp and not being able to fight is the fucking worst thing in the world. Like getting locked in the octagon is easy compared to that shit. Like I'm waiting for that shit. I'm like, please just let me in there so I can just like, that's the fun part. Like I've been through all the bullshit. I'm just ready to do the fun part. But yeah, back to the social media thing. I feel like if I had been able to fight, like I would have been able to market myself way more too. So obviously I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to getting my name out there more. And, I want the world to know who I am, as Odin's mom, as, Hannah Goldie, and as a UFC fighter. So.
Absolutely. I think that, it's not even, I think I know. So when I was out for the entire time, there was, there's a lot of self-doubt and there's a lot of just, you're not in the public eye. You're not sitting there. You feel like you're being forgotten. You feel like you aren't anything to anybody. You're just this person that's doing something else. Like to me, I was all about building my social media, all about building the marketing, all about learning how to work with products, learning how to work with different sponsorships to actually promote them so that when that time came and the lights got bigger and everything came onto me, well, just let me rephrase that. And when everything, like all the stuff that I've been wishing for brought to me, I was able to do what I can do and what I have been doing. And, I learned the game. I learned the mentality. I learned everything, the winning mentality of it while I was out. But the best thing about being out that I think it helps me out more than anybody else that's been in it or that's in it is that I've never been more hungry to want to continue doing this. There's a time like, most people don't understand that there's levels to fighting. There's levels to it doesn't even matter. We can talk about the adult film star side of it as well.
I'm all in about you guys. Don't compare right now. This is
it's the same thing, and it doesn't matter what it is. It could be baseball, it could be basketball, but there's levels. You have levels. Once you hit a certain level, there comes a lot of pressure. There comes a lot of doubt. There comes a lot of negative talk, and then that what makes the people become higher than the most, above average, is they have to deal with things that normal people can't live with. Like the pressure of the fans are the biggest pressure. Yeah. You deal with the hatred, the constant DMs, the being outside and having people run up to you to want to take photos while you're out with your family, or they want to
punch you in the face because they know you can't do anything.
Yeah, and then
sorry, happened to Juan in Vegas.
Whoa,
that's a bunch. That's a bunch of stuff, and that's what that's what really the time off helped me understand and see, because I watched it. You can watch the rise and fall of fighters and competitors of any sport. It doesn't matter. You can watch them lose their mind to just the pressure that comes around with everything. So even though that you're out and you're feeling frustrated and you're having all that like self just doubt, just know that you're actually educating yourself more and more, because when the time happens, it will happen fast. And when it happens, you're going to be ready for it.
We're going to celebrate that victory, bitches, in Vegas. Excuse me. Okay? Because that's what's going to happen. All right?
Yeah, no. For sure. With that, absolutely.
How did you end up getting to market yourself out with, using, obviously being a UFC fighter and everything, you're able to market yourself out, but like you're very natural at building yourself and building your brand. Like you blew up, to be honest, on social media. How the hell, what did you do?
It's funny because like I feel like I started kind of building my following right when COVID started, like quarantine. I started doing a lot of at-home workouts and stuff like that. And I noticed I just had a huge jump in followers because people were, giving me really positive feedback about all that. But honestly, it's just my life. Like, obviously there's like a certain facade to social media, but like I am very genuine in how I present myself. Like, what you see is kind of what you get with me. Like, I'm not trying to be somebody that I'm not. It's just my life. And, you know, I try really hard to keep it balanced. Like, I have a sexy side, but I also have an athletic side, and I also have a mom side. So I think that it's important that you see all of those things. And I want, you know, like, I'm comfortable with myself in all of those areas. And I know, you know, some people might not be, but that's just who I am. And I'm just like very genuine in the way that I present myself. And I think that my followers see that. So I think that that might be, you know, something that's attractive about just me in general. I don't know.
Real, you're authentic. People
Yeah.
like authenticity, and
They do.
and anything.
Yes.
And
I think, sorry to cut you off, but you know, I think Professor X tells me this all the time. He's like, because I'm like, oh my God, look at that picture. I'm like, do you see the face I'm making? I'm thinking I make those faces half the time anyway. I just don't see them, right? But he's posting the picture and I'm like, oh, it's terrible. And he's like, you know what? I don't try not to filter too much. You know, I just, whatever. He goes, you know what? That's why they like you. I'm like, well, I don't even get it. But, you know, people like real. And someone said the nicest curve on a woman is her smile. So, you know, you gotta laugh. What are you choking or are you laughing at me? I will hunt you down. Julia.
I really am coughing, but it sucked. I'm laughing at the fact that I had to cough at the right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was just like, fuck, they're gonna all look at this.
You know what? All right, fucker. Sorry, I love Julie. Yeah, this is our banter. He's but yeah, so I like that though. You are genuine, but you don't have to do any of those things. There's a difference. So it's kind of nice that you don't. You just, what you see is what you get. And I can be quirky some days, I can be sexy, I can be mom, I can be a beast in the gym. And these are just like the you know, the different parts of me. So take it or leave it. And I think people appreciate that.
No, for sure. I think also too, like, I've had this conversation with a lot of people. Like, I feel like I could definitely build myself in a couple different ways. And I feel like I could have way more followers if I only chose to, or like build myself way more on social media if I only chose to present myself in one way. But to me, because that's not, you know what I mean? I'm a combination of a lot of things. Like, I'm not just one thing, and I don't want to present myself in that way. So yeah, just, I think the authenticity definitely.
Yeah, I'm with it. I back it. Like, you look at my stuff. I have photos of my like crotch blurred out. I'm skating down Las Vegas Boulevard in roller skates and underwear. Like, I just show everyone I love whatever I do. Like, it doesn't matter what I'm going all in. I don't care if you make fun of me. I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you like me. I'm always going to be me. I'm always going to be the entertainer. I'm always going to have fun. And people like that. There's people out there that's like, man, dude, this guy literally does not give a shit. Everyone hates on him. Everyone loves him, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's what I think this world and Instagram is starting to realize, like, even through COVID, like, start realizing there's a lot of people that all Photoshop, all completely just has to be perfect poses. They don't show this. They're just all Instagram models. And
yeah, touch on the OnlyFans side of things a little bit. Like, most of my requests, like, people don't want anything photoshopped. Like, they don't want anything smoothed out. They want all the, you know what I mean? Like, it's because it's real, you know? And obviously, like, I can't lie. Like, I'll take a picture of my face and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's disgusting. I need to.
Yes, right.
But it's true in a sense where it's like, just like, being you is beautiful too. And that's really what people want to see. And, you know.
Do you think the tides are changing right now? Like, do you think that people are going to be more accepting of like females going out without makeup or having to dress up? You know, like, in all honesty, like, do you think
she's laughing over there?
I hope so, because I never wear
oh, gosh.
Like, I'm like, I think the only time I put on a dress this year was my birthday party last week. Like,
yeah, dresses, yeah, whatever.
Happy belated, by the way.
Yes.
it's also like personal preference. Like if dressing up makes you feel beautiful, then I absolutely think that you should dress up as many days a week as you want to. If
Yes.
this makes you feel comfortable, then I absolutely think that that's what you should do. I think that, you know, you should do whatever you have to do to make yourself feel beautiful, not for anybody else, but for yourself. You know, that's really why, like, I like when I dress up and I look pretty and I have my eyelashes done, I take a picture because like I'm like, damn, I look good and I'm feeling myself and I want to
Remember this.
yeah, not for anybody else. Like, yeah, I'll post it on Instagram, but like really like that should be for you. Like you should feel beautiful for you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's a beautiful thing. And I think a lot of women, including myself, like we should all take that advice because, I think a lot of times, I get dressed up for Professor X. I want him to like what I'm wearing or whatever, or I'll get dressed up because my girlfriends, like, we'll all try to like, kind of go, what are you wearing? And we'll kind of all try to flow. But, at the end of the day, everyone is different, right? Some people, I mean, I love the fact though, that you're just like, you're comfortable in your skin. And I think a lot of that comes with, just, I don't know, just, you're 29. So maybe that, I don't know what the right age is, but I feel like you're in a good place. And, it's inspirational for a lot of women to hear you talk about that, because I think there is so much in the media about, you should do this or you should do that, or you have to look, you don't have to do anything. You just have to do what makes you okay. And you feel good about yourself and with no judgments, because you have to live with yourself for the rest of your life. Nobody else, right?
Absolutely. And I think like I honestly it's a newfound confidence for me. I think being a mom definitely helps me kind of just put things into perspective a little bit. Like I know what's important to me now. I know what really matters, but also like I was in a lot of shitty relationships in the past, and I feel like they kind of diminished my light a little bit. And, I had a short stint of being single before I found Vinny. And in that time, I really just, like, I focused on myself and I really found myself. And, obviously I found Vinny in that time and he loved me for me. And it feels good to be able to be myself, because I feel like I never was able to be myself up until the past couple of years. And I think that's, where the confidence comes from, is just because, again, like it's genuine, like it's just who I am. Like I'm happy with who I am, and I'm happy with the people in my life and what's going on in my life. And that's just what transcends, so.
How amazing though. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking, contentment, and I think a lot of people don't ever truly reach that because, again, and I don't want to bash social media, because all of us, are,
Make a living on social media.
We
We
benefit.
do.
Okay. Well, we do, but I see your Baker bands, girl. I see your CBD. I see your stuff. So I think that's awesome. So, but I feel like you made a good point. Like when is enough? Like, I mean, contentment. A lot of people, may be successful, but how many people are truly happy? Those are not the same thing. And I think there's so many people that are worried about their Instagram and impressing people that don't matter in their life, right? Or don't really give a shit about you, right? So I like your mentality. I think it was probably a beautiful thing for you to have that time to get to know yourself, because not a lot of people do. And not a lot of people even are okay to say, you know what, this is enough. Like, this is enough. Like, I'm content with myself, with my family, because, Americans or, the United States is always want more, that mentality. So,
Grass is always greener on the other side.
yeah, but it's not. Everybody's got shit, right?
It's weird, I feel like we hit an age, and because I hit an age, and I was probably about 29, 28 when I hit the age of like, fuck these people. Like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do what I want, and literally, I'm more accepted now than I ever was. Then it's just like I'm having fun, I'm enjoying it. Whereas before, I try to be like this super like hard look, or this fighter mentality that everyone has. Like, fighters are dope. They're probably the coolest athletes out there, and the less stressed, but the less stressed, I should say. But we always care about what people think about us. And at the end of the day, like, I think I was 28 when I was like that. It's just like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna do whatever I want. let me blur out these images.
Obviously, like that's human nature too, you know, like no matter what, like you're always going to feel like that in some type of way. But I think being able to kind of like compartmentalize, like I see my Instagram, you know, obviously like I share some personal stuff, but it's also a business, you know, and like I'm able to shut that off. Like I don't care so much what's going on my Instagram, like when I'm with my family, you know, when I'm spending time with my son, when I'm with, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care who's liking my photos or who's commenting on my photos. Like that's a business and it can be shut off, you know, but family is, you know, that's real. That's what it is. And that's what you should be focused on. So yeah, I think just being able to compartmentalize that a little bit and not get so stuck in social media. Obviously it's very beneficial. It can be fun. It's a lot of money, but it's not everything, you know, like if we didn't have, you know, any cell phones, social media, internet, anything tomorrow, like how would you value yourself? You know, like you can't value yourself based on the way that other people feel about you.
How many likes and comments?
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think they should remove it completely. Like who really cares, you know, at the end of the day?
Remove it yourself, you know that, right?
I don't look that deep into it. Like in all honesty, like whatever.
Well, like it popped up today on me and says you can remove your likes for everyone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But you know, the analogy I like to use is, you know, when I'm 80 years old, God willing, you know, I live that long, you know, am I going to look back at my life and, you know, worry? My whole thing is about my house. Like I got to have it a certain way. Okay. Is it really going to matter if this day my dishes weren't done and there were crumbs on my floor? Nobody gives a shit but me. And I'm not living my life because I'm cleaning that glass, and that's bullshit, you know? So who's going to really worry about your likes and your, I mean, you know, I like it. It's balance. You know, and I think a lot of people have a hard time identifying with who they really are, right? Ego alter, like, or their alter ego, because I know in my industry, and I don't want to talk too much about that, but a lot of times people are like, oh my God, like, you know, if I'm not so-and-so, their, you know, stage name, they don't have an identity, right. You know, and I'm to the point where Jesus Christ, I can't, I mean, I like what I do, but I can't, I'm looking, you know, sailing into the sunset. I'm almost there, but you know, people, sometimes they just don't really know who they are outside of their, you know, being a fighter, you know, or being an entertainer. So it's good to have that separation and that.
The thing is, the grass is greener on the other side. You know, like we all have a lot of likes, we have a lot of support and a lot of comments, and some people don't, and they want that. And they look at that, and idolize that. You know what I mean? It's like it's a popularity contest, you know, and it's terrible. But regardless, I just want to know this. I got to get.
No, yeah,
I got to get into it now. Let's how the hell did you? What I think you were the first athlete, I think, that exploded on OnlyFans. Explain to me, like on the first, like, I didn't really know anyone else, and we've talked about it before. I think you said you were gonna fight Jessica Penne. I think she was one of the first ones that I heard of, but like it wasn't the name that was getting thrown around. It was your name. Like let's be honest, all right? What, where, and how did you get into this? Like, was it just like one day you're like, fuck it, man, let's do this?
Yeah.
So honestly,
if anything you don't want to talk about, just be like, yeah, you know,
it doesn't bother. Honestly, like I've always been very comfortable with my sexuality. Like it's not really a thing to me, but to be honest, right before quarantine happened, I was working 3 jobs. I was bartending and I was working at 2 different gyms. And then COVID happened and everything got shut down and I lost all 3 of my jobs. I had just moved into a new house that was way more money than I could afford. And my mom was living with me at the time. I was taking care of her. I had Odin full time. And I was literally like, I don't know how the fuck, like I had like $400 in my bank account. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent next month. Like, and I struggled with it a little bit, you know, because obviously like there is a certain like stigma and being a mom and, you know, there was a bunch of things, but and eventually I made the decision. I was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to have my rules and I'm going to do what I'm comfortable with. And I'm going to go for it. And I started it during quarantine and it just like, I didn't think that I was actually going to, you know, kind of blow up to what it was. But I have fun with it. You know, like I said, like I'm a mom, I'm a fighter, but I'm also a sexy, like I feel like a sexy woman, and I'm not ashamed of that. And I feel comfortable doing what I do. So, yeah, I don't know. It worked out for me.
I think I'm going to have to subscribe. Yeah, I'm that guy, girl.
I've never subscribed to anyone. I cannot. I want to go down that. I don't want to go. Yeah, but you have one.
Down that rabbit hole. Doesn't matter. I never paid for it, but I am going to. I don't have to pay for it. Okay.
It's called support. Support.
I know. I'm just
support you through Kendra and let Kendra do all that stuff. I just want to. I get to ask the questions. Kendra gets to do all the fun stuff. That's how it is. That's how this relationship works here. The thing is though, is that I want to know, like, you know, your significant other, like, how does he take all this stuff? Because, you know, I know in OnlyFans you have a lot of people that are always like saying stuff, and I know how ruthless the internet can be. By the way, fuck all those mean people. They suck. Yeah. Those are the same people that talk shit are the same people that tug the rug late at night to that same shit they're talking shit.
It's terrible.
But how do you guys, like, does it ever cause a conflict, or does he know, like, oh, this is money, like, do your thing?
No, for sure. Like, that is definitely his mindset. Like, he's like very for me making money. He would never come in between me and money. But have to, you know, we definitely have boundaries and we have guidelines, and he's definitely made appearances on my OnlyFans.
I love it. That's exciting.
He's also very confident, and like, he knows what he's working with, and he knows what he's putting down, and he knows I'm not going anywhere. So
I love it.
Yeah.
He's like in the mirror, like in that American Psycho.
He's probably in the vicinity, just sitting there, just like.
I always tell him, I'm like, if I ever cheated on you, I would literally just be like fucking myself over, because I'd never have like sex as good as you, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, and that connection, like, and being able to, like, you know, just be your authentic self.
It's like we went through a lot in the beginning of our relationship, but I've never felt chemistry with anybody the way that I do with him. So it's definitely
here, Vinny. Vinny and Hannah. Woo!
It's getting me all hot and bothered.
I love it. That is incredible. I love that, though. I love his support. Yeah, Julian's like, I got nothing. I love that, though. I think that is great, you know, because not a lot of guys are comfortable with that. They feel insecure. I mean, they are, and that's on them. So good.
It goes with authenticity too, because, like, I mean, what sells, like, again, we spoke to Lena Pollen. Lena was telling this last week that she's like, when she's in the character, she's doing that, she has some sort of like sexual literacy between eye contact and emotion. Like, you have to have that between that, and it's very difficult to get that. It doesn't matter, like, I don't know on OnlyFans like how many people do what they want to do on there, but you know, those are like the best stars that you watch whenever you feel like them two enjoying it, you're enjoying it, everyone's enjoying it. So you kind of have that authenticity on your OnlyFans to where they probably feel the same way that you're feeling at that time. And that's why they keep coming at you and keep purchasing more and keep wanting more and requesting more. And I think it's rare. It's rare to have, and it's intelligent that both you guys are on the same page to rock that, because I think it is the greatest way, an easiest way, less stressful way to make, you know, money off of people's just fantasies.
Oh, absolutely. I have so many requests, like, involve him. Like, I'm like, man, like, everybody wants to see what Vinny's working on.
No, Vinny needs to make his own OnlyFans.
No, well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because then they both can cross it. And that means one person's doing it, the other person, this person's going to come over here and pay for this stuff. And then you're just cross-promoting each other. Double the money, double the fun. Think of that.
Okay. Idea.
Genius.
Right? Yeah, too. I'm sure, like, because a lot of, and I haven't really checked out Vinny too much. Maybe I should, but I'm usually more into the.
Here we go.
But we'll do that. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but the gay fan base, I'm alluding to you, Julian, because I know you're all on the edge of your seat over there.
They're strong on me.
They are strong.
The stuff that they posted on my wall today. Dude,
I wish I had that time. But
they love me.
I know they want you.
The community loves me. I love them too, just not in that way. You know, just
right. Yeah.
You know, and I just don't think I can sit there and like, I just couldn't entertain it. I couldn't. I don't have that passion.
Hey, everyone has a price.
Everyone has a price. Yeah, but there's a price that I can't. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I could not at all ever. And it's not like I just respect everyone like that. Like my best friends are all in the community. I support the community, but I just can't. I don't get happy from it.
No, you don't.
I don't.
But if no one knew, you have a price. Don't you lie to me.
It's not. Look, I'm open and everything. It's not that.
I don't think it would work. Like things would happen.
No,
it wouldn't work.
I could not get it up at all. Like it's so like some girls I can't even get it up on. And it's like, and a guy like it's just complete turn off.
Got
you know,
it.
it's like
all right. Well, I tried. I just wanted to hear the price. You know, see.
You're trying to go like
no, but it also
and you know, we've talked about this many times. Like for you to rub and tug on the on camera, like I've never put my penis on a picture or anything like that. Never in my life have I. I just don't. I just don't know. Like I just feel uncomfortable doing it, and you know how weird it'd be, just like not have someone watch you. Like she sends me emails. All right, she sends me freaking emails of dudes' penises, and just like they email her or they like pin it, and they're like jerking off, and like I open it up like, oh, send me an email, and I'm like, God damn it, what the?
That's amazing.
Yeah, I did one today. And I shouldn't have. Not to you. I didn't send it though. I was like, I'm going to open this picture. And if it's a penis that I didn't ask for, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. I'm like, motherfucker. And it was. It was a bitch.
I get them in my DMs all the time. Dude, I had one that was so fucking funny the other day. I was like, oh, and I don't ever do this, but it was like a
Scorpion.
A Miley Cyrus fan page.
Oh.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, they sent me a photo. I was like, okay, it could be something that they made for me. And I see it, and it's a dude doing like the fruit basket, just have it tucked in, standing there. Like, have you ever seen Man Silent Bob, where he's standing in front of the deal and he has like the mangina and he's like folding underneath and standing there? I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? This is.
Did you screenshot?
I get those on the regular.
She said, did you screenshot it?
The screenshot. I had the photo still in the deal. Like it's like I can send it to you if you'd like it.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
I can send it to you, and you can get it for the OnlyFans if you'd like. But I mean, that'll cost you.
Oh my God!
I'll give you a percentage of whatever I make from it.
Of the random dude. It's just so weird. Like you have your legs crossed, your stuff tucked, and you're just
like Silence of the Lambs. Like
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It puts the lotion on the skin.
Yeah, it puts the lotion in the basket.
Oh man. Okay. Say what?
He was shy.
Yeah, right? He was hiding.
You get a whole bunch of those as well. Do you let me hear? I love asking people on their DMs. Let me hear your best DM slide that someone's gotten with you. Gotten with you or got you to like communicate back.
I've been asked that question multiple times, and like I remember specifically this. I don't check them a lot anymore because I'm just like I'll look through like my message requests randomly just to see if there's like any sponsorship stuff or whatever, or like cool like whatever. But there was this one message that I got from a dude, and it was like, I drag my balls across burning hot coals for a chance to take you to dinner. And I'm like, man, like this warrants like I'm gonna go check out his profile real quick.
Right.
And he was fucking married, and I'm like,
oh, you dirtbag!
What's wrong with you? Like, people are just so terrible.
That is funny. That I heard that same thing, but it was I dragged my balls through a mile of broken glass just to suck the last dick that's been inside that woman. I was like, Jesus, that is the funniest.
That's way worse.
That is so funny. Like I thought that's where you're gonna go with. I was like, yes, this is hilarious. Those get me every time. Man. These funny slides, I love them. What is one that's working?
What is one? What?
Worked.
Sorry, you're cracking up a little bit.
Oh, what one has worked? What DM slide has worked for you to like? Where you like responded back to him like, "Yo, that was funny. You made me laugh."
I don't know if I've honestly ever responded to anything that aggressive. To be honest with you, like I look at them and I laugh and I like. It's funny. One of my wrestling coaches is like he always wants to respond. He's like, "Let me just say." But no, I really don't respond to aggressive stuff like that. I mean, I obviously am in a relationship as well, but it's funny because Vinny and I started talking because I slid in his DMs, and I've never done that before either. Like, literally,
Let me hear how the slide goes. Let me hear how the slide goes. This is what we talk about on here. How did you score Vinny? What did you say to him? Was it just a simple hi? Was it like, oh, hey, you dropped your name tag and it was a picture of a sugar packet? Like, what's
What?
well, so we knew, like, he trains jiu-jitsu, so like we trained at the same gym like once a week or so, like for a couple years before we actually started dating. And like I always thought he was cute, and like he says that he always had a crush on me, but after I got out of my last relationship, I went out one night with my sister-in-law, and I was like so drunk. Like, I don't drink a lot either. I'm a total lightweight. So like I was fucking wasted. We were Ubering home, and I had no idea that he literally lived like less than a mile from my house, which ended up being so funny. But I literally messaged him at like 2 a.m. and like we grappled a little bit, like we talked a little bit, but like we weren't close, like we weren't friends, like we weren't hanging out. But I just messaged him at 2 a.m. Hey, period.
That was like, hey, yeah.
Did it happen that night?
And no, so
damn.
I get a message back from him the next day, and he's like, hey, what's up? Like, I was sleeping, and I'm like,
yeah, yeah, a little late. Okay,
yeah,
the moment's passed.
I basically told him, I was like, I was really drunk last night, and yeah, like it was totally a booty call. But I'm so glad that I didn't end up going over that night, because I feel like the sex would have been terrible.
Oh my gosh, you wouldn't have been your best, right?
Yeah, no, but yeah, so it's
God, I have to put so much work into what I say to get the attention. And like you just said, hey, at 2 a.m.
Okay.
He says he's always like, he's like, when he woke up in the morning, he was so mad that he missed the message. I'm like, well, I'm still here, so.
Oh my gosh, I like that though. So just quick question. So how long after that, like, did you guys start like going out? Probably pretty soon after that, right?
Well, we started seeing each other, like literally that next day. Like we exchanged numbers, and we were texting for a long time, and we were hanging out. We hung out without dating for like a year, and then he asked me to be his girlfriend like the next February. So we had been talking for like a year. But again, like I respect it, because he was very serious about just like thinking about everything, because I have a son. He had never been with anybody that had a kid before, and that was something that he wanted to make sure he was ready for. And he also wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to be like just a rebound. And he's very mature in that sense. So, and again, like I said, looking back now, I'm so glad that I had that time to kind of figure out a lot of stuff that was going on with me, so that I could be the person that I am now. So it all worked out the way that it was supposed to, for sure.
The best. That's the most successful DM slide with the least amount of words.
Yeah. I mean, hey, when you're working with that, hey,
I know, right?
why? Okay.
I'm working with this. Do you see this over here? I have to put in 16 syllable fucking words, pictures, GIFs that are fun, entertaining. Hey, they work. But
just try hey. Just try hey.
Hey. It doesn't work.
But it has to be hey, period.
But the different hey, period. Is that what it is? And a Goldie slide.
Right.
DMs. That's 24K slide. That's what we're going to call it.
Yeah, the gold standard.
The gold standard. I love it.
I love it. Oh, Hannah. Well, both Julie and I feel like we could just like sit and cut up here for another hour or two. However,
I'm not going to let you cut this off before I ask this question. This is going to be the final question before I let you guys go. All right, Hannah, 24K. You're sitting next to one of the AVN's MILF of the year. Will you team up with her on OnlyFans?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, we've been trying. Girl,
I know.
This. Are you
I know. Yeah, you were in Vegas, and then you were training, and things kind of like, it's hard. I feel like Vegas is the flakiest place, especially for me. It's hard. It's just things happen. But I think you were out there, and whatever, things happen. But we are going to, in 2021, we're going to make it happen on some level, whatever it is, whether we get a sexy workout in, whatever. We're not going to tell you. You guys are just going to have to wait. So
like, subscribe, follow.
Yes, and tell everyone.
First on Beauty and the Beast podcast. Thank you, Julia Marquez, for asking this question multiple times today. So now we know.
It's been talked about for sure.
Yes.
Now the question, I'm all in it. Will your significant other, does he join or does he allow other people to join? How does this work? Not with you.
Oh, I was like, what?
Are you able to team up with other, OnlyFans representatives?
Me? Yeah. I mean, for sure. I've definitely thought about doing collabs with people, but Kendra's actually the first person that ever approached me about it, and I obviously thought that would be amazing. But yeah, I'm
successful slide. What did you say, Kendra?
Don't remember. I mean, I was just.
I was drunk too. Okay, 2 a.m. Hey, period. Gold State. I get it.
But yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm always down to make money, and I'm definitely always down to, just build the network. I think it's awesome. Everybody that I've met through, not just MMA, obviously everybody, you said it, fighters are fucking cool, but I've just met so many awesome people, in the last 8 years. And I love continuing to grow that network and just continue to meet awesome people and do cool shit. That's what life's about. Hang out with cool people and do cool shit.
Yeah.
I love it.
Awesome. Well, tell all of our listeners where they can find you on all your platforms.
Yeah, I just really use Instagram, so it's just Hannah Goldie, original on Instagram, and then obviously my OnlyFans as well. You can find me. That's Hannah Goldie too. But
Hannah Goldie it's onlyfans.com/Hannah Goldie, right?
Goldy, correct?
Yes.
Perfect.
Almost Goldie, and I was like, nah.
Don't.
I know. Ew, it's gross. Don't ever spell it like that.
I didn't. I checked myself. I took 2 steps back and literally fucked that whole equation up, and then stepped forward and put it correct.
Well, I'm glad.
Yeah, you're right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. You're beautiful inside and out, and we are rooting for you this year for everything you have coming up, and we'll definitely be in touch, Hannah. Thank you so much.
Keep killing the game.
Mwah.